Illuminati. Top secret society controlling the whole world. Hello, and thank you for tuning into the video for today, in which we are going to talk about the topic Illuminati. Top secret society controlling the whole world. But before we get into that, make sure you have subscribed to my channel and clicked on the bell symbol so that you will be alerted every time I post a new video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and forward it to your friends so they can enjoy it too. Let's continue our conversation on the issue now. A plot spanning the whole planet? Or is it all just a theory? Is there really a thing as the Illuminati? Let's take a peek back in time, shall we? The term Illuminati comes from the Latin word illuminatus, which literally translates to enlightened. The phrase dates back to the 15th century, and its meaning has mostly stayed the same ever since it was first recorded. Illuminati is a term that is often used to describe to a group of individuals who feel themselves to be extraordinarily enlightened. These individuals may believe that they have achieved this level of enlightenment by a link with a higher force or through their own cleverness. Over the course of history, a number of distinct organizations have been referred to be the Illuminati. The Rosicrucians were said to have been created in 1422, and their claim to fame was that they had ancient, top-secret esoteric knowledge. The Alumbrados were a religious movement that flourished in Spain throughout the 16th and 17th centuries. They held the belief that the human soul was capable of having a direct communication with the Holy Spirit, whom they referred to as the Light. And in the year 1776, a professor from Bavaria established a clandestine group known as the Perfectibilists. These individuals intended to replace Christianity with a religion based on reason, and communicated with one another using a code. The Rosicrucians, Alumbrados, and Perfectibilists don't really have much in common with the modern concept of the Illuminati as an all-knowing conspiracy that manipulates important events all over the globe. They were relatively obscure subcultures that seldom, if ever, made their way into the public consciousness. In addition, there is evidence of their existence in historical documents. This cannot be said about rumors. Because of all of these historical examples, it is reasonable to believe that the Illuminati of the 21st century is nothing more than a conspiracy theory, despite the fact that it is difficult to provide evidence that something does not exist. The motivation behind the Illuminati Society. The title, Illuminati, which has been around since the 15th century, has been appropriated by a number of different groups of individuals who have said that they are especially enlightened. The term originates from the Latin word illuminatus, which may be translated as revealed or enlightened. The plural form of the word is illuminates. The term historical Illuminati alludes to the Bavarian Illuminati, which was a secret organization that was active for barely a decade, from 1776 to 1785. Adam Weishaupt, a German law professor who ardently believed in Enlightenment ideas, established this organization and is credited with its founding. His Illuminate Norden worked at spreading awareness of such ideas among powerful people. Weishaupt desired for members of the Illuminati to be schooled in reason, charity, and other secular virtues so that, once they attained power, they would be able to have more influence over political choices. The primary objective of the organization was to advance knowledgeable and logical thought, which was consistent with the principles that underpinned the Enlightenment. It was established in order to combat the influence of religion on society, as well as the misuse of power by the state by providing a protected environment for criticism, discussion, and the exercise of one's right to free speech. However, these groups have often been accused of plotting to dominate the affairs of the globe by plotting events and planting operatives in governments and companies in order to achieve political power and influence and to build a new globe order. These accusations have been made on a number of occasions. The Illuminati's ascension to power. When the Illuminati first appeared, on May 1, 1776, a group of 5 men headed by Adam Weishaupt, then 28 years old and a professor of canon law, established what would later become known as the Illuminati Order. The original name for this group was the Order of Perfectibilists. However, they quickly changed it to the Order of the Illuminati, which literally translates to the Order of the Enlightened. Therefore, what were they hoping to accomplish by forming this mysterious order? The ancient goddess of knowledge known as Athena, also known as the Owl of Minerva, was the emblem that was used to signify the Illuminati order. The all-seeing eye was represented by a dot that was centered inside a circle in a second emblem. However, the all-seeing eye was not a part of God's being. Rather, it belonged to a mysterious and unknown superior, who was worshipped by the order. The day of the inauguration had significance as well. It was a celebration of fertility that took place in ancient times. Walpurgis Night, a night associated with witchcraft and bad spirits, occurred the night before. The Illuminati had the overarching objective of liberating mankind and bringing them joy in their lives. However, it was contingent on meeting a few requirements beforehand. People have to first improve themselves and become more noble. The objective of Weishaupt's plan was to establish a new world order by means of a universal republic, which would be accomplished by means of a global revolution. This uprising would put an end to all forms of religious practice, including Christianity. In this proposed new order for the globe, every nation-state would be wiped off the face of the earth, and all social, religious, and ethical norms would be abolished. The majority of people would not adhere to any religion except atheism, which would result in humans being liberated from all forms of religious superstition, and living in a society characterized by complete social harmony and brotherhood. The loving and enlightened elite would have authority over the economy, and run it according to a system known as communism of goods. Weishaupt said that these superiors were perfect, and that it was forbidden for anybody to have any doubts about them. It is reasonable to believe that the Illuminati was a product of the zeitgeist, since it arose during the Enlightenment period of the 18th century, when that movement was in full swing. During this historical period, logic and scientific inquiry were accorded the highest importance. Yet mysticism and the occult were also experiencing a golden age at the same time. Diderot, Rousseau, and Voltaire were some of the most influential intellectuals in France at this time. Illusionists such as Alessandro Cagliostro, Friedrich Anton Mesmer, and the Count of Saint-Germain were all beginning their careers at this time, and experiencing great success. The Illuminati Secret Service Organization. In order to protect themselves from being identified, the Illuminati used old titles for their secret societies. Weishaupt was known as Brother Spartacus, a moniker taken from the legendary gladiator, who led an uprising of slaves and held Rome in a state of dread for 3 years. Weishaupt's plan was to discover young fanatics and bring them together under cover of darkness. He planned to do this by recruiting members from Freemason lodges. At first, everybody above the age of 30 was considered suspect. The lowest ranks were separated into hierarchies consisting of novices, minervals, and illuminated minervals, and they were also broken up into individual cells. Weishaupt was in charge of their intelligence gathering, according to John Robison, who wrote Proofs of a Conspiracy. When he could not persuade them by his own firmness, he employed Jesuitical tricks, causing them to fall out with each other, setting them as spies on each other, and separating any two that he saw attached to each other, by making the one a master of the other, and, in short, he left nothing undone that could secure his uncontrolled command. The names of the recruits' ancestors, relatives, acquaintances, adversaries, and correspondents were required information for the application process. They were requested to provide names of individuals who would be suitable for induction into the order as well as those who would not be suitable, and to provide justifications for both sets of recommendations. They were instructed to pay attention to the behavior of other guys in their immediate environment, and to report back once a week on any incidents that occurred in public or private settings. The danger of personal death. Recruits were requested to swear an oath to maintain the Illuminati's ideals. After having studied one-on-one with an Illuminati tutor for a period of 3 years, the alternative to signing the pledge was to be executed. A drawn sword is then pointed at his breast, and he is asked, "Will you be obedient to the commands of your superiors? Will you be obedient to the commands of your superiors?" Robison stated, "If he ever betrays the order, he is threatened with unavoidable vengeance, from which no potentate can defend him. He is threatened with unavoidable vengeance." He went on to say that preparations were being made for 2 sisterhoods, both of which would be submissive to male Illuminati. One sisterhood would be comprised of women of virtue, while the other would be comprised of women, who fly out of the common track of prudish manners. Both sisterhoods were to remain unaware of the other's existence. The importance of the Illuminati and their power. The members of the Bavarian Illuminati infiltrated government institutions and places of legal authority. There is a wide range of estimates on the number of the group. Some place the amount at 650, while others put it at 2,500. Nevertheless, in the end, the secret society was uncovered and punished. It was proven by documents discovered in the residences of Illuminati members, such Ambassador Frank Xavier von Zwack, that their goals included global dominance. In the year 1785, Karl Theodor, Duke of Bavaria, issued a decree that secret organizations were illegal and established consequences for anyone who participated in them. To what extent, though, did the Illuminati really fall apart? The writers of memoirs illustrating the history of Jacobinism, Robison and Abbé Augustin Berulle, contend that the Illuminati survived through infiltrating a Berlin literary society and Masonic lodges. Their book is titled Memoirs Illustrating the History of Jacobinism. They make the point that Weishaupt was exiled but not imprisoned, and as a result, he continued to write and work throughout this time. Berulle went so far as to promote the idea that the French Revolution was orchestrated by various shadowy organizations, such as the Illuminati. The Illuminati of the United States. By 1798, concerns about the potentially harmful group had spread to the United States. George Washington published an open letter in which he said that the United States had successfully averted the danger posed by the Illuminati. Yet, the mere mention of the secret organization helped resuscitate the issue and the anxiety that it inspired. However, it wasn't until the emergence of electronic media and the Internet that conspiracy theories became a significant influence in American politics. During the early American elections, there were persistent rumors of hidden alliances and double crossings. The satirical Illuminatus trilogy was released in the middle of the 1970s, and it was responsible for putting the secret organization back in the spotlight. It has stayed in the spotlight ever since Dan Brown published his suspense novel Angels and Demons in 2009. The Eye of Providence is seen by the Illuminati. There are a lot of people in the United States who think that the Eye of Providence, which is an eye inside of a triangle and can be seen on the back of the United States dollar note, as well as the Great Seal of the United States, is an Illuminati symbol that connects the European group to the highest echelons of the United States government and the corridors of power. It has been associated to Freemasonry and may be seen on the buildings of a number of churches and Masonic lodges across the globe. In point of fact, the all-seeing eye was first used as a Christian emblem. It was used in the religious art of the Renaissance era to depict God, such as in Pontormo's Supper at Emmaus. No one knows for sure who came up with the idea, but it seems to have some connection to religious themes, given that the triangle is a symbol of the Christian Trinity, which consists of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. However, what about the eye itself? The eyeball with its socket was a common theme in ancient Egyptian art. The Eye of Horus is one of the most recognizable and well-known of all Egyptian emblems. Additionally, the eye is shown as a symbol on previous copies of the Douay-Rheims Bible. This is the same Bible that Vice President Joe Biden brought with him on the day of the inauguration. That doesn't necessarily imply that the Illuminati are plotting to overthrow the governments of the globe and replace them with President Biden, Lady Gaga, Eminem, and other rappers as the new masters of the universe. There are instances when a coincidence is nothing more than that, a coincidence. In her chart-topping song Formation, Beyoncé calls her critics, "Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess." Who is purportedly a part of the group? Beyoncé and Jay-Z, in addition to the President of the United States, are usually portrayed as being rulers of the New World Order. Both parties have refuted the allegations because of her enormous fame and appeal. Beyoncé has been a favorite target of conspiracy theorists for a long time. The so-called experts on the Illuminati pointed to her halftime performance at the Super Bowl in 2013 as an example of her devil-worshipping choreography. They even said that her on-stage alter persona, Sasha Fierce, was a demonic entity. Additionally, Jay-Z has been accused of using the iconography of goats and devil horns in his music videos as a cover for concealing hidden meanings. His own record company, Rockefeller Records, has a pyramid as its emblem, which is one of the most recognizable symbols associated with the Illuminati. It seems that some musicians take pleasure in purposefully toying with symbols that are associated with secret organizations. For example, Rihanna routinely incorporates imagery of the Illuminati into her music videos. She also makes light of the conspiracy theories in the music video for S&M, which has a fake newspaper with a headline pronouncing her to be the princess of the Illuminati. It was said that wealthy and influential people like David Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger, Jacob Rothschild, and even Queen Elizabeth II were all members of the club owing to their riches. According to an article published on an entertainment website called Complex, the late Queen was allegedly responsible for operating a cloning center where she replicated celebrities to help fulfill the Illuminati's vision of a new world order. Katy Perry once said to Rolling Stone that the hypothesis was only held by weird people on the internet, although she did acknowledge that she was pleased to be mentioned among the putative members of the group. All of the video material for today has been presented. We appreciate you viewing and hope to see you again soon. If you like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and like it. Goodbye, and may you have many happy days ahead.